This is a general reading for all signs for today, the 2nd of November, 2023. So, we're starting off with a 5 of Cups, followed by a Knight of Cups, and then a 4 of Cups. Wow, it's a cuppy day for everybody. Look at all the cups. Cups are our inner world, our emotions, our spirituality, everything that is on the inside. The feelings that we have, the times alone. It's not so much how we interact with the outer world, but how we interact with the inner world. It's saying that some of us have been coming out of sort of a conflicted time. So some problem emotions, maybe some problems with our own self-esteem and how we interact with each other. And it's saying, never fear, because help is here. This Knight of Cups is saying that you have all kinds of inner support that sometimes you're not aware of, especially if you're really involved in the inner conflicts. It's hard to say, wait a minute, I've got a support system. A support system that, many of us have support systems in the world, but this is you talking. I have a support system inside me. I have an inner guide. I've got a connection to my spiritual source. I am very strong and supported and very capable. And even though sometimes I don't see it, I can know that that's there. And that's a wonderful thing to remind yourself of right now. Now, where you're headed, it's saying, is that you can find that so much easier if you have a daily spiritual practice of some sort. If there's something that you come back to every single day, no matter what's going on, no matter how you're feeling, no matter what the world seems to be throwing out at you, you have that spiritual practice that you come back to every day. Maybe it's a meditational practice, like I'm going to do 5 minutes of meditation morning and night, no matter what happens. Maybe you have some sort of law of attraction thing that you do, or you have a magical practice. Maybe you do the lesser banishing ritual, the pentagram, or who knows what you do. It doesn't even so much matter what you do. It's just that you do it, and that it's regular, and that it's systematic. Because what that does is it ties you to your support system so that you no longer feel like you're out there flailing about with all of those emotional conflicts. And that's not to say that emotional conflicts are never going to happen. It's just that you have a way to not feel so, out on your own and get the help that you need, even in the midst of those conflicts. Hopefully I'm making sense. All right, let's just open this reading up and see what else the cards are telling us today. Okay, so we've got the 6 of Swords, nice. We've got the 4 of Pentacles, or coins, that's great. And then the 2 of Swords, very, very good. It's reaffirming your need for regular meditation. That the more you can focus on a regular basis, not that you have to do it all day long, but the more regularly you can focus your mind daily, once or twice a day, for a significant moment of time, like 5 minutes or longer, the better. Because what that does is it lets you be less prone to those emotions that like to just kind of fly off the cuff, where you feel like you have no control. You feel like the bottom falls out sometimes. And I don't want you to feel bad when you feel that the bottom fell out. It's not like you failed. It's that you're very human. You're like everybody else. We all go through that. It's just that when you notice that that's happening and you haven't had any kind of a regular spiritual practice, it's like you don't have any compass. Whereas if you have a regular spiritual practice, I know this feels bad. I know things are looking dark right now, but I know that there's a way through this. Just like a pilot who's in the storm, they can't have any visibility. They have instruments. They know where they are. They can navigate just fine. And that's what happens to you as you get more committed to that regular spiritual practice. Now, that 6 of Swords is saying the other thing that regular spiritual practice does for you is it gives you the understanding that you have an access to a higher power that can do the things for you that you can't do for yourself. Whereas if you don't have that practice, you don't even know that button is there that you can press. And that button is what I call the solar light. And that solar light just represents that light, that energy pouring off of sphere number 6 on the tree of life, which is represented by the sun, and it symbolizes the power, the higher power that can do for us the things that we can't do for ourselves, and to recognize that there are many things that we can't do for ourselves. And that doesn't make us less than. It doesn't make you a like kind of a defective person if you can't create a flower, right? If you can't create oxygen, if you can't make photosynthesis happen, if you can't throw planets into orbit around a sun, those kinds of things are not meant for you to know how to do. You were never meant to do those things. And there's a lot of things that you're not meant to know how to do. And so if you feel like you're in a place where there's places that you can't control your life, that's normal. But that doesn't mean that you're on your own, because you do have that higher power that can take care of those things for you. And so when you call on that solar light, what it does is it starts to align you with it so that your own personality starts to reorganize itself to conform to that design, to conform to that divine design. Can you imagine if one of the planets was off its orbit? Well, the solar light is so strong in the planetary orbits that it pulls it back into orbit. But see, the thing is, planets don't have free will. We do. So when we decide to get out of orbit, we have a lot of pain. So we can make the choice of our own free will to align with that power and say, please get me back into orbit. Please put me back on course. And then we are on course, and all is well. Now, this Four of Coins is saying you've got 2 fours here, so it's a lot of Jupiter going on, which means that it's time for some expansion and prosperity, and especially financial prosperity, but also prosperity overall. And the one prosperity that we discovered earlier is that which you can find through a regular spiritual practice. This prosperity is one that you can find by getting your physical world in order. That's right. Kitchen cabinet, I'm talking to you. Kitchen cabinet, you need to get in order. Closet, bedroom closet, you get to be in order. The junk drawer, yep, you get to be in order. Garage, I'm looking at you, garage. You're going to get in order. One thing at a time. You don't have to go crazy, but one little thing at a time, and turn it into household magic. That's what is so powerful. Household magic simply is, I'm going to take something in my physical world that's out of order, dedicate it to something in my life that's out of order, and then microcosmically, I'm going to put this thing into order, knowing that the universe puts that other thing into order. It's sort of like what many witches do when they do poppet magic or sympathetic magic. They have a little doll. I know people that always think it's a negative thing, but it's usually not. It's usually a very positive thing. They have a little doll or something like that, and they say, no, whatever I do to this doll is going to happen on the macrocosm. So they do some sort of healing work on the doll or whatever, knowing that represents the healing that's going to happen for the person. Well, your life is your puppet. Your life is your doll, and you can make that drawer your doll. You can make that closet your doll. You can make that garage your doll. Whatever it is, you don't want to put so much on yourself when you do that it seems like, oh my God, if I don't get this whole garage clean, then I'm doomed. Don't do that to yourself. Do a one drawer at a time kind of thing. Don't do the closet. Don't do the whole closet. Do the section of the closet. Don't do the whole room. Just start with under the bed. Pull out the stuff that's under the bed first. Put that away and get things in order, knowing that as you do, it's not just an exercise to make you feel better. It's an exercise in prosperity. Notice what happens when you clean out the one little drawer. Did you get a check? Did something happen? Something's going to happen to prove to you that this works. And then you'll start the next project. And then you'll say, well, now what kind of prosperity did that bring me? And just ask for the proof. Look for the proof. And you'll see it over and over and over again. Pretty soon, you can't wait to clean out a closet. Pretty soon, you just can't wait to go clean out your shoes and all that stuff and organize things and get things in order, because you see a direct response from this brought me that. And this is very clearly speaking of financial prosperity as well as other kinds of prosperity for you that come from getting your physical space in order. We already know how much it helps the mind. It's psychologically how calming it is to get things in order. We're taking it another step here. Okay, so what did I miss here? We've got the solar light, we've got the discord that you've been experiencing, we've got the help that is available to you, we've got get things in order, and we've got regular spiritual practice, including, now I love it when these things are together, the Four of Cups and the Two of Swords, giving you a recipe for your own sanity here, giving you a recipe that's just that regular daily meditation. Maybe you don't know how to meditate. That's okay. Use my magic minute. You can get a meditation done in 60 seconds. Now, you can expand that. Ultimately, I would expand it to at least 5 minutes at a time. If you're really, experienced in this, you expand it to about 20 minutes at a time. But more than 20 minutes is not necessary. And you don't have to worry about getting there right away. Just one little minute at a time. Learning that magic minute, you can find it on my YouTube channel. Just Gatoga Magic Minute, just a regular YouTube search. You can find that. You can learn how to do it in about a minute. And you do that magic minute and you'll notice, or something like it, you'll notice that just doing that every single day, and then maybe even twice a day, I'll do a minute in the morning and a minute at night for a while, and then expand it little by little as I feel comfortable. You'll notice that you're not as beholden to your emotions anymore. You're not as worried about things, and you find that you have an easier access to the solar light. And that's the other meditation that you might want to listen to, is my solar light meditation. So 2, magic minute and solar light. Both of those are indicated by this reading. So if you want some assistance, those 2 recordings can help you immensely. So you're doing really, really well. Today is a day of order. Today is a day of getting your spiritual practice together and accepting the help that is available to you. And it's not just like, oh yeah, things suck, and then that's the end of the story. No, yeah, things sometimes suck, and I've got help, and there's a way out, and I can get things in order, and I can turn this around, and I've got prosperity, and I can focus my mind, right? It's not the end of the story that things suck. Things suck is just the catalyst to get things going. So you're doing great. I'll be back for another general reading tomorrow. Thank you so much to the amazing moderators, Dre and Heather. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Blessed be.